Okay, this one's about capacitors and troubleshooting air conditioners. This is a simple troubleshoot that you should be able to do if you have some knowledge of use of a meter, a voltmeter, volt-ohm meter. Let's say the unit's calling for air conditioning. It's been calling for quite a while. Indoor fans running, outdoor fans not doing anything. There's nothing going on out there. Okay. You can first go to the disconnect and check power to disconnect. You got power there. Then you go to the contactor and you check the outlet or output of the contactor. If the contactor is closed, you should have power at the output. Okay, I do have power at the output. You can see the contactor is closed, the little thing is pulled in on the contactor, but there's nothing going on. Okay, at this point, you're almost certain, and nothing's perfect, but you're almost certain, you got a capacitor problem. Compressor's out on internal overload. The fan motor's out on internal overload because the capacitor is not operable. So in order to double check this, to know for sure that's it, you're gonna have to pull the cap out. And take a picture of the wires before you pull them off. One thing I would caution before you take the wires off of the capacitor, I'll show you on this one. There's a Herm, there's a C for common, and there's a fan. You got to be sure you know which wire goes where before you take them off. This one here, really pretty hard to tell. You can scratch around there with a screwdriver and you'll figure it out, but it's a little harder to tell. Pull the cap out. If you have a capacitor tester, go ahead and use it, but you don't really, in this case, you probably don't even need a capacitor tester. You can figure this thing out pretty quick by just pulling that cap out of there. And one thing I would also note, this one actually is, the top is expanded. It doesn't look like it. You know, some of them are more obvious. See, this one here is just flat. This one has actually, it's because there's pressure in there, probably there was a short someplace in it. This thing kind of expands up, and when it expands up, it breaks the wires. And that's what caused this thing to completely fail. And it's a safety thing, because these things will blow up if they don't shut off. So. Okay, here we're set up with the El Cheapo Harbor Freight meter, because you can use this as well as anything else. I'm going to check this capacitor. Now, this is the one that came out of the unit. All you need to do is put your meters on ohms, 2000 is what this is set at, and go like this. 2 terminals. You can do it this way too. Nothing happened, did it? There was nothing. Now here's one that's good. And if I go on any 2 terminals, I get something, don't I? And I go here, I don't get anything there. But if I go here, I get something. Okay. This is just very simple. If you have a capacitor tester, you can test the capacitor for it. But if it's dead, like this one is, you won't get anything anywhere. It's not going to give you anything. Even when you go to the can, doesn't do anything. So even without a cap tester or anything, you know this cap's bad. Now, once you've decided this is bad, you can look on it and it'll tell you its size, its strength, and its voltage. And it has to be, essentially it has to be the same. Like this is a 50 microfarad for the compressor, 5 microfarad for the fan, and 370 volt AC. You could use 440 or 370, either one will work. So you've diagnosed this thing without even really knowing a whole lot about whatever. Now, when you get it back together, and you put your new cap on, see, I got this shiny new cap here, and I put that thing on, is it going to work? Well, probably not right away, unless you've let it sit with the power off for quite a while, because that compressor is going to be hot as can be, and the fan motor is going to be hot. The internal overload is kicked it out because it won't start without the run cap. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your cap in there, wire it all up, make sure you did it like you took the picture of, turn the power back on, see what happens. If nothing happens, give it some time. There is a possibility when you come onto this thing that it has taken the compressor out. It may be damaged because it sat there trying to start and overheating and trying to start and overheating. Occasionally it does that. Most of the time it doesn't do that. Most of the time the overload works pretty well and it just keeps it off. But eventually, hopefully, it'll start up again and you're back in business. And that's it on this one.